Hey everyone, if you or someone you care about takes medication for high cholesterol, stop what you're doing right now. Because the Food and Drug Administration, FDA, has just announced a nationwide recall of over 140,000 bottles of a very common cholesterol-lowering pill. And doctors across the country are warning, this affects more people than you might think. The recall isn't about dramatic side effects, it's about the pill not working properly. Which means you might be at risk without realizing it. In this video, I'll walk you through exactly what's going on, which pills are affected, what you need to do, and why this matters for your heart health. Stay tuned. First, what is the recall? On September 19, 2025, the manufacturer Ascend Laboratories, LLC of New Jersey, voluntarily recalled certain lots of Atorvastatin Calcium tablets, the generic of Lipitor, which is used by millions of Americans to lower bad cholesterol, LDL, and reduce the risk of heart attack and stroke. The recall was triggered because the pills failed dissolution specifications. In simpler terms, the tablets, when tested, did not dissolve at the rate the FDA's rules require. If a pill doesn't dissolve properly, your body may not absorb the drug as expected, meaning the dose may not work effectively. For someone who relies on it to keep cholesterol under control, that's a serious issue. The FDA classified this as a Class 2 recall, meaning the product may lead to temporary or medically reversible adverse health outcomes, and that the probability of serious adverse consequences is remote. But that doesn't mean the issue is nothing, especially if you're at high risk for cardiovascular disease. Why does this matter to you? Well, if you're taking this medication believing it's working, but it isn't dissolving properly, your cholesterol could be creeping up silently, increasing risk of heart attack or stroke without symptoms. So it's time to act. Okay, so you need to check if your medication is affected. Here are the specifics. US audience, so disclaimers. I'm not a doctor, always check with your pharmacist or physician. The affected product: Atorvastatin Calcium tablets supplied by Ascend Laboratories, distributed nationwide. Dosages included 10 mg, 20 mg, 40 mg, and 80 mg tablets. Bottle sizes 90 count, 500 count, 1000 count in some cases. Here are sample lot numbers and expiration dates. Remember, check your own bottle label. If you are using an atorvastatin tablet from any of these lot numbers, or you're not sure, stop taking it only after consulting your doctor, because stopping a statin suddenly can itself raise your risk. Also, even if your bottle's lot number isn't listed, but it's produced by the same manufacturer and distributor, Ascend Labs, it's wise to talk to your pharmacist and check for alternatives. All right, you've checked your bottle, maybe it's one of the lots above. Now what? Here's your action plan. Don't panic, but don't ignore it either. Because while the recall is Class 2, so serious harm is unlikely, the fact that the medication may not be working properly is something you need to act on. Check your bottle immediately. Look at the label for dosage: 10, 20, 40 cu. 80 mg, count manufacturer, Ascend Laboratories, distributor info, lot number and expiration. Compare with the list I gave. If you find a match, contact your pharmacist or doctor to arrange for a replacement or alternative. Do not stop taking your medication without guidance. If you take the pill daily to manage your cholesterol, suddenly stopping it could raise your cholesterol levels and risk. The recall notice itself says, patients may continue taking the medicine only if advised by their physician. Ask your doctor, pharmacist about a substitute. There are multiple brands and generics of statins. If your specific bottle is affected, your medical professional can help you switch safely. Monitor your cholesterol numbers and health symptoms. If you are relying on the pill to maintain LDL levels or prevent heart disease, it might be a good time to schedule a follow-up test, especially if you discover your bottle was affected. Share the information. This isn't just about you. Family members, older parents, or relatives may be taking statins too. Send them this video or remind them to check their bottles. With over 140,000 bottles impacted nationwide in the US, the size of the recall is significant. By following these steps, you're taking control of your health rather than leaving it to chance. Let's dig a little deeper. Why did this happen? And what does it mean for the US medication supply and you, the consumer? Why did it happen? According to the FDA, the cause is that the tablets failed dissolution specifications. In drug manufacturing, a tablet must meet certain parameters for how quickly and completely it dissolves, so that your body can absorb the active ingredient. If it fails, it could mean lower absorption, reduced effectiveness, and for a statin, that's a big deal. In this case, the manufacturer was Alkem Laboratories, India, and distributor was Ascend Laboratories, NJ. The recall affects a widely used drug class, statins, which millions of Americans rely on. The designation Class 2 indicates risk is moderate, not immediate danger, but potential for harm if left unchecked. What does this mean for you? It's a reminder that even common, widely used medications can have manufacturing issues. As a patient, being proactive matters, checking your bottle, asking questions, staying informed. For the healthcare system, awareness of supply chain, manufacturing standards, recall responsiveness is important. Broader context. Statins like atorvastatin have been around for decades and are routine for heart health. A disruption in effectiveness could ripple across many patients. Recall size of 140,000 plus bottles indicates this is not a tiny niche issue, nationwide. The public might assume generic means cheap but same, which is mostly true, but this shows generics too require the same quality control. So bottom line, this isn't about scaring you. It's about staying informed and taking smart steps. Since this recall is about a cholesterol-lowering medication, let's also use this moment to reinforce some key practices for heart health, USA audience. Maintain regular checkups. Get your lipid panel, cholesterol total, LDL, HDL, triglycerides at least once a year, or more often if prescribed. Stay consistent with your medications. If you've been prescribed a statin or other heart protective drug, taking them regularly and following your regimen is key. Lifestyle matters. No pill replaces good habits. Healthy diet, lean proteins, vegetables, whole grains. Stay physically active, maintain healthy weight, avoid tobacco, limit alcohol. Know your numbers risks. High cholesterol, high blood pressure, diabetes, smoking, family history. These all raise cardiovascular risk. Ask questions. When you get a new prescription or refill, look at the label, know what you're taking, what the dosage is, what manufacturer it's from. Be aware of medications you take. Over-the-counter supplements, new drugs, interactions. Your pharmacist is your ally. By reinforcing these habits, you reduce your reliance on just the drug doing its job. You're part of the team. All right, let's recap. The FDA has recalled over 140,000 bottles of Atorvastatin Calcium tablets in the US because they may not dissolve properly, which could reduce effectiveness. The affected dosages include 10 mg green, 20 mg green, 40 mg green, 80 mg from Ascend Laboratories, distributed nationwide. If you take that medication, check your bottle now, compare lot numbers, talk to your doctor or pharmacist, but don't stop the medication without medical advice. Use this opportunity to stay on top of your heart health generally. And very important, share this video with anyone you know who takes cholesterol medication. This could save someone from unknowingly being on an ineffective pill. If you found this useful, please hit the like button, subscribe for more health alerts, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss future updates like this. Leave a comment below if you checked your medicine bottle and what you found, without sharing personal details. Stay safe, stay informed. I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.